Okay.
Direct speech and reported speech is a topic that we study in grade 8. Also, students can learn it in their earlier ages also, because this is not a very tough topic. The only thing is you should know the use of tenses. That's it. If you are thorough about tenses, how the tenses are used, how each tense is used, what is the purpose of each tense, where to use each tense, like where to use the present continuous, where to use the past continuous. For example, if you know these kinds of usages, then direct speech and reported speech is a very easy topic. All right. So now we are moving to what is meant by direct speech. Let's see. Direct speech is the mode of narration in which the speaker's words are presented exactly the way they are said by using quotation marks. So direct speech is nothing but, for example, if I tell you something right now, or if your mom calls you and tells you something right now, that is a direct speech between the mother and the child, or between the teacher and the child. For example, if I tell Pratika, Pratika, please go and get your notebook. If I tell like that, that is a direct speech, because I am directly addressing a person. So that is a direct speech. Okay, now after the class, Pratika is telling her mother that the teacher asked me to bring the notebook in the class. So what you are doing, you are actually reporting whatever I told you. Whatever I told you in the class is reported to your mother by you. That is called reported speech. So, direct speech is the mode of narration in which the speaker's words are exactly presented the same way they are said by using quotation marks. For example, let me give you another instance. If I tell you, Pratika, you look beautiful today. Okay, let me not tell the name. I'm simply telling you look beautiful today. So here I am telling this to Pratika directly, which is a direct speech. Now, after the class, you are going and telling this to your mom or dad that the teacher told me that I looked beautiful. So here what happens? You look beautiful became I looked beautiful, because you are reporting it to someone, to your mom or dad. Okay, so that is the difference between direct speech and reported speech. So we have an example to check now. Look at the following sentence. Jagat said, I study mathematics in school. So direct speeches are always given in quotes or quotation marks. You can see a double inverted comma, right? The double quotes. Yes. So the double quotes is used only for direct speech. And Jagat said, Jagat is the name of a boy. He said, I study mathematics in school. Okay. So in the above sentence, the words within the inverted commas is the direct speech, also called the quoted speech. So why do we call them quoted speech is because they are given inside a quote. The direct speech is coming inside a quote. That's why we call them quoted speech. Okay. Now, the verb that tells us about the quoted speech is known as the reporting verb. So, verb means any action word. An action is called a verb. So, here in this sentence, we can see it is not study, said. Said is the reporting verb here. Jagat said, I study mathematics in school. So said is the reporting verb. There are mainly three reporting verbs that we use very commonly in reported speech and direct speech. They are asked, said and told. Said, told and asked. So we use said and told if you are reporting a normal sentence or a normal statement. Whereas we use asked when you are reporting a question. If a question is reported, for example, if I ask you what is your name, you will tell the teacher asked me what was my name. So here, if it is a question, if you are reporting a question, use the reporting verb asked. Otherwise, you can go with told or said. So here, Jagat said, I study mathematics in school. Here, said is the reporting verb. So first we checked what is meant by the quoted speech. Quoted speech is the direct speech that is written inside the inverted commas or the quotes. Now the second point is what is meant by a reporting verb. Said, told, asked, etc. are called the reporting verbs. It doesn't mean that there are only three reporting verbs. There are also more than three. There are lots of reporting verbs, but these three are commonly used. Commonly used as,
Ma'am,
Yeah.
So whichever is in the
Mm.
code, does that mean like it is direct speech?
Exactly, exactly. Whatever is there in quotes, it is a direct speech. Because in reported speech, we don't use quotes anywhere. Yeah.
So we could just
Mm.
identify this is the direct code.
Yes, this is a direct speech, and the other one, if you find a sentence without quotes, that will be an indirect speech. Indirect is nothing but
Okay.
reported. Okay, we call direct speech sometimes as quoted speech. Reported speech is also called indirect speech. In some textbooks, you find direct and indirect. The heading would be like that. In some books, mostly you can see it is direct and reported speech. So indirect speech is reported speech, same meaning only. Okay, both of them have the same meaning. Now let's see what is the third point that we have to understand from this sentence. We use either a comma or a colon to separate the quoted speech and the reporting verb. Okay, we have the reporting verb said and the quoted speech I study mathematics in school. In between these two parts, we are having a comma here, right? I have added a comma after the reporting verb said. So sometimes instead of comma, we can also find a colon. Colon means putting two dots. Up and down, putting two dots is called a colon. So in some textbooks, in some grammar books, you can find a colon. Some of them follow only comma. Mostly in school books, in school textbooks and in college textbooks, we find comma only. A colon is not widely seen by me. Anyways, just understand that the reporting verb and the quoted speech has to be separated using a comma. Okay, that is a must. Otherwise, we can't understand which is the quoted speech and which is the reporting verb. We cannot otherwise understand them, identify them. Okay, and the last point that you have to keep in mind is the first letter of the quoted speech always begins with a capital letter. So here you can see the quoted speech is I study mathematics in school. Here, I study mathematics in school is a quoted speech which begins with a capital letter I. Okay, if it is something else, for example, if I tell my name is Kavya, if it is a sentence like that, then definitely the my, M in my should begin in capital letter. So all the quoted speeches must begin only with capital letters. So these are the four rules that we have to follow while writing a direct speech. The first one is the direct speech should always be inside the quotation marks, which is called a quoted speech. Then there must be a reporting verb in a direct speech. Then the reporting verb and the quoted speech must be separated using a comma or a colon. And the first letter of the quoted speech must always begin with a capital letter. So is it clear about the direct speech? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now moving to examples for some direct speeches. You can see here. Yeah, you can read the examples one by one. Yeah, your mic is muted, Pratika.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay, it's okay.
Rishi said, I know English.
Mm,
Kumar said, tomorrow is maths exam.
mm,
The teacher said, practice makes a man perfect.
mm.
Anu said to Atul,
Atul. Mm.
Atul, study well for the exams. Meena said to Manu, go and wash your hands. Take the medicines on time, said the doctor. The doctor said, take the medicines on time. Wish you happy married life. Greeted my friends.
Okay, very good. So here you can see Rishi said, I know English. So here, I know English is the quoted speech, said is the reporting verb, and they are separated using a comma. Now the second one, Kumar said, tomorrow is maths exam. So the quoted speech is tomorrow is maths exam. The quoted speech starts with a capital letter. You can see that here again, T. Tomorrow's T starts in capital letter. Then
Yeah,
reporting verb is again said and you are separating them using a comma.
come.
Yes. The third one, the teacher said, comma, practice makes a man perfect.
Perfect.
So that is again a quoted speech. Then Anu said to Atul. So sometimes we just say Rishi said, Kumar said, the teacher said, etc. But sometimes we will also have an object. Anu said to whom? To Atul. So sometimes we will also have this Anu said to Atul, Kumar said to Ganesh. So if you are using this to in between, that means that there is another object coming. So here we know Anu is the subject, or let me tell in the first sentence. Rishi is the subject, said is the verb. I know English, that is a quoted speech. But in the fourth example, Anu said to Atul. Anu is the subject, said is the verb, to Atul is the object. So, in some sentences we will have objects, some of them may not have objects. Okay. So, Anu said to Atul, study well for the exams. This is the quoted speech again. So, here you are adding a comma after Atul. You are just putting a comma after Atul, because Atul is the like object. So after the object you need to add a comma. Okay. Next is Meena said to Manu, go and wash your hands. So again here there is an object, Manu. Meena said to Manu, go and wash your hands. That is the go and wash your hands is the quoted speech. Okay. Next, take the medicines on time, said the doctor. Here you can see one difference. I have given the same example two times. Take the medicines on time, said the doctor, or the doctor said, take the medicines on time. Here you can see in the second sentence, the doctor said, comma, then you are writing the quoted speech. That is, take the medicines on time. Whereas in the first example, you are telling the writing the quoted speech first. Take the medicines on time. Quoted speech comes first, and then after a comma, the reporting verb comes. So you can see both of the formats are correct. Both are correct. It doesn't mean there is only one type to write. Yes, do you have a doubt?
Yeah. So if we tell I know English, Rishi said,
Ah,
so does that make us direct speeches?
yeah, of course, that is also a direct speech. I know English, put it in the quotes, then add a comma, then write Rishi said. That is also an
Okay.
example for a direct speech. Okay, so you can write it vice versa. It doesn't matter, the order of the words is not a matter here. Okay, it doesn't matter how you are writing, whether you write the quoted speech first and then the reporting verb, or the reporting verb first and then the quoted speech. That is not an issue. The meaning of the sentence would be the same. Okay, and coming to the last example, wish you a happy married life, greeted my friend. So here can you identify the reporting verb? There is a reporting verb, of course.
Greeted.
Exactly. Greeted is the reporting verb. So as I told you earlier, the commonly used reporting verbs are said, told and asked. But it doesn't mean that there are only three reporting verbs. Reporting verbs are not limited to these three. There are also more than three reporting verbs, and greeted is one such kind of a reporting verb. So that's why I have given you one example with a different reporting verb. Okay. Or you can say, wish you a happy married life, said my friend or told my friend. But this is a greeting, right? Wishing somebody a happy married life is a greeting. So that's why I have used the reporting verb greeted. So you can write it in the opposite order also. My friend greeted, comma, and in the
Yeah.
quotes, you can write in the quotes, wish you a happy married life. It's also correct. Alright,
Okay.
so these
Yeah.
are some examples for direct speeches. Yes, Aradhana, I found you joining the class. We are discussing direct speech and reported speech. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so we just started the topic. So we completed what is meant by direct speech. Then we have also checked some examples for them. Now moving to indirect speech or reported speech. So indirect or reported, both are the same. So what is meant by an indirect speech? As I already told you, for example, if I tell you, you look beautiful. Okay, let it be Aradhana or Pratika. I am telling one of you that you look beautiful. So this is a direct speech. I am telling right now to Aradhana or a Pratika that you look beautiful. After the class, what happens? You go and tell this to your mom or dad, telling that the teacher said that I looked beautiful. The teacher said that I looked beautiful. Teacher வந்து நான் நல்லா இருக்கேன் பியூட்டிஃபுல்லா இருக்கேன் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்க. So the teacher said that I looked beautiful. That is called the reported speech. Whatever I told you, you are going and reporting it to another person. You are reporting it to a third person. Okay, so that kind of speech is called a reported speech. Okay, so indirect speech or reported speech is the mode of narration in which the exact words of the speaker are reported in the words of a person who reports it. So actually the direct speech was told by me, but you are reporting it. So it is the mode of narration in which the words of the speaker are reported in the words of a person whoever reports it. And the indirect speech for the previous example would be like this. So what was the first example that we checked for direct speech? Jagat said, I study mathematics in school. That is the first example. Yeah, Pratika, you can keep your mic muted, okay? Okay, whenever I call you, you can switch on it. Okay, so you can see Jagat said, I study mathematics in school. This is a direct speech. Now I want to change it into reported speech. So you can see Jagat said that he studied mathematics in school. What happens? Jagat said, you will write it like as it is. Jagat said that, you will add one that. Okay, Jagat said that I will become he. He, because Jagat is the name of a boy. So I will change into he. So Jagat said that he study will become studied. It will become past tense. Jagat said that he studied mathematics in school. Okay, so I repeat, Jagat said I study mathematics in school becomes Jagat said that he studied mathematics in school. So here the tense of the sentence changed from present tense to past tense. Okay, so Jagat said I study mathematics in school was in present tense, but he studied mathematics in school is in past tense. So why did we convert the tense from present tense to past tense? You may have a question like that now. The reason for converting is whenever you are changing a direct speech into reported speech, the tense must always change. In most of the cases, the tense will change except in two cases that we will learn later. Okay, except in two cases, the tense of the sentence will always change. 2 to 3 cases are there. Okay, I think there are 3 cases. I'm sorry. 3 cases are there. Apart from those 3 cases, in all the examples, in the rest of the examples, you can see when changing a speech from direct to reported, the tense must change. Alright, it is because the proper reason is the reporting verb is in past tense. What is the reporting verb in this sentence, Pratika? Jagat said, I study mathematics in school.
Urine.
Reporting verb. Yeah. In the first slide, fourth line, Jagat said, I study mathematics in school.
Mom, the fourth line is the verb that tells you.
Yeah, so what is the reporting verb there? Jagat said, I study mathematics in school.
Mathematics.
No,
I
I'm
study.
asking the reporting verb. Reporting verb, just now we discussed, right? Said, told, asked, greeted, etc.
Oh,
Hmm. So what is the reporting
said.
verb here? Said. Said is the reporting verb. Okay. So said is actually the past tense of a word, right? Said அப்படிங்கிறது, it is the past tense of the word say. Said is the past tense of say. So the reporting verb is in the past tense. Said அப்படிங்கிறது, it is in the past tense. So what happens? I study mathematics in school. அது வந்து present tenseல கொடுத்திருக்கு அந்த quoted speech. அதை வந்து நம்ம reported speechக்கு மாற்றும் போது it should change into past tense. That is why we wrote Jagat said that he studied mathematics in school. The reason for changing the tense of the sentence from present tense to past tense is the reporting verb is in the past tense. Said அப்படிங்கிற reporting verb வந்து past tenseல இருக்கு. That is why we are writing it as like this. Jagat said that he studied mathematics in school. The tense of the sentence changed from present tense to past tense. Okay, now let's see what are the differences between direct and indirect speech. There are basically 5 differences between direct and indirect speech. Let's see them one by one. Okay, in direct speech, let me call Aradhana. You can read the first point in direct speech.
Okay, ma'am. Quoted speech is placed within inter- intervented commas.
Inverted commas.
Okay, ma'am.
Can you repeat it?
Yes, ma'am. Quoted speech is placed within inverted commas.
Very good. And you also read the first point under indirect speech also.
Okay, ma'am. No inverted commas are used.
Okay, okay, thank you. So here you can see in direct speech, quoted speech is always placed within the inverted commas. Yes, we checked here. Yes, in all these examples you can see the direct speech is inside the quotes only. I know English, tomorrow is maths exam, practice makes a man perfect, study well for the exams, etc. So all these are called quoted speeches. Quoted speech is always inside within inverted commas. Quoted speech is placed within inverted commas in direct speech. But in indirect speech, you can see no inverted commas are used. Okay, you can check this sentence. Jagat said that he studied mathematics in school. இங்க எங்கேயாவது inverted commas வருதா இல்ல quotes வருதா? You can see there is no quote at all. There are no quotes used in indirect speech. So no inverted commas are used in indirect speech. What is indirect speech? The another name for indirect speech? Indirect speech is also called?
Reported speech.
Yes, reported speech. Indirect speech is also called the reported speech. So whenever I tell you reported, you whenever I tell indirect, you have to understand it. That is nothing but reported speech only. Okay, now you can see the second point. Yeah, Pratika, you can read the second point in both direct and indirect.
Yes, yes, ma'am. The reporting verb and the quoted speech are separated by a comma or a colon.
Ah,
Com- no comma or colon is used.
in indirect speech. Okay. So here you can see in direct speech, the reporting verb and the quoted speech are separated by a comma or a colon. Yeah, you can look here. You can see here. See, Rishi said, comma, I know English. So Rishi said is the reporting verb. After that said, you are adding a comma and then only you are writing the quoted speech. That is the direct speech. But in indirect speech, you can see Jagat said that he studied mathematics in school. இங்க நம்ம கோமாவே யூஸ் பண்றது இல்ல. கோமாவும் இல்ல, கோலனும் இல்ல. No symbols are used here except for that. So you can see the reporting verb and the quoted speech are separated by a comma or a colon in direct speech. But in indirect speech, no comma or colon is used. Okay. Now moving to the third rule. Third rule, Aradhana can read.
Okay, ma'am. No conjunction is needed. Conjunction that is used to join the main sentence with the contents of the quoted speech.
Quoted speech. It's not quoted speech. How do you pronounce it? Quoted speech.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, please repeat it with me. Quoted speech.
Quoted speech.
Good, very good. So you can see no conjunction is needed. Okay, conjunctions mean and, but, so, etc. So in direct speech, we don't want any conjunction. But in reported speech, we use conjunction that. Conjunction that is used to join the main sentence with the contents of the quoted speech. So here you can see Jagat said that he studied mathematics in school. Jagat said that he studied mathematics in school. So we use this that only in reported speech. We don't use that in direct speeches. You can see இங்க எங்கேயுமே நம்ம that use பண்ணவே இல்லை நம்ம. Okay, that is the third difference. Now moving to the fourth difference. Yes, Pratika, please read it. Your mic is muted.
Oh,
Please switch.
yeah.
Yeah.
There can be two different tenses in a single sentence. The sentence of the verb,
The tense of the verb.
the tense of the verb of the reported speech is changed to match the tense of the reporting verb.
Exactly. So you can see in direct speech there can be two different tenses in a single sentence. Just like this example, you can see here. Jagat said, I study mathematics in school. So Jagat said, SAID said is in past tense, but I study mathematics. I study is in present tense. So said is past tense and study is present tense. So in direct speech we can write two tenses. We can use two tenses in the same sentence, but this is not possible in reported speech. In reported speech there is only one single tense. Either it will be fully in present tense or fully in past tense or fully in the future tense. So Jagat said that he studied mathematics in school. So said is also past tense, studied is also in past tense. This is the fourth difference. In indirect speech, the tense of the verb of the reported speech is changed to match the tense of the reporting verb. So reporting verb எந்த டென்ஸ்ல இருக்கோ அந்த டென்ஸுக்கு நம்ம அந்த reported speech-ஐயும் மாத்திக்கணும். Okay. Now moving to the last difference. Yes, Aradhana, you can read it.
Okay, ma'am. The pronoun of the quoted speech is in the first person singular. The personal pronoun is changed from the first person singular pronoun to the third person singular pronoun. I can be changed into he, she, or it.
Okay, when you're reading, you have to read I can be changed into he, she or it. Not I can be changed. அப்படி இல்ல. I can be changed into he, she or it. ஏன்னா I அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து நம்ம எடுத்து சொல்லணும். That is called the first person singular அப்படிங்கிறது. Pronounsல we know first person singular, first person plural, second person singular, second person plural, third person singular, third person plural, etc. Okay, so you can see that the in direct speech, the pronoun of the quoted speech is mostly in the first person singular, that is I. I is the first person singular pronoun. You have already studied pronouns, so you know what is first person singular. But in indirect speech, you can see the personal pronoun is changed from the first person singular pronoun to the third person singular pronoun. That is, I can be changed into he, she, or it. He, she, it are all third person singular. Okay, he, she, it எல்லாம் வந்து third person singular. I மட்டும் first person singular. Okay, so this is how it comes. Okay, so now we can move to what is the major difference between direct and indirect speech. You can see that when we change the narration of a sentence from direct speech to indirect speech, when we change the narration of a sentence from direct speech to indirect speech, whenever you are making a change, we need to change the tense of the verb of the reporting verb. We have to change the tense of the verb of the indirect speech to match the tense of the reporting verb. இப்போ reporting verb என்ன டென்ஸ்ல இருக்கோ அந்த டென்ஸுக்கு நம்ம என்ன பண்ணணும், இந்த reported speech-ஐயும் மாத்திக்கணும். The following table shows how the tense of the verb will change in indirect speech. So இப்போ வர I will show you a table. In the table you can visibly see what are the major differences. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, this is the first table that we are going to discuss now. Okay, so you can see that if the reporting verb is in the simple present tense, okay, if the reporting verb is in the simple present tense, then the reported speech will also be in the same tense. No need to change the tense. The tense will not change. I repeat, reporting verb simple present tense la vandaduna indirect speech ஒரு tense change பண்ண வேண்டாம். The tense will not change. Okay, so we have two examples here. Pratika, you can read the examples for the first one in the third
Yeah.
row.
Yes, ma'am. Jagat says, I love my country. DS.
Yeah, that is DS, direct speech.
Jagat says that he loves his country. Indirect speech.
Okay, so you can see Jagat says, I love my country. So here, what is the reporting verb, Pratika?
Says.
Says. Says is the reporting verb. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it in present tense or past tense? Says. Is it in present tense or past
Past.
tense? Says. Say is the say or says is in present tense, right? How said nu
Uh,
vandha tha past tense agum.
oh,
Say வந்து என்னது present tense. இப்ப says அப்படினாலும் present tense தானே. That doesn't change. The tense will not change. அப்ப Jagat says I love my country. Okay, so the reporting verb is also in the present tense. I love my country. That is also in the present tense. So if the reporting verb says அப்படிங்கிறது present tense ஆனதுனால இதை நம்ம tense change பண்ணாம அப்படியே எழுதிக்கலாம். So indirect speech will be Jagat says that he loves his country. Jagat says that he loves his country. Okay. Yes, any doubts? யாருக்காவது doubts இருக்கா? Okay. Moving to the next part. Reporting verb simple future. ஆனா எப்படி? If the reporting verb is in the simple future, then also the tense will not change. For example, you can see Jagat will say, I loved my country. Jagat will say, I loved my country. ஸோ இங்கே will say அப்படிங்கிறது simple future. will வந்தாலே future tense. Jagat will say, I loved my country. This is in direct speech. When you're changing it to indirect speech or reported speech, here also you don't need to change the tense. So the answer will be Jagat will say that he loved his country. Simply you are just writing the same thing without changing the tense. Whatever you see in the direct speech is copied in the indirect speech. Just the subject alone is changing. I அப்படிங்கிறது he அப்படின்னு மாறுறது. I இந்த first person singular pronoun. He வந்து third person singular pronoun. First personலேருந்து third personக்கு pronoun மட்டும் மாறுறது. அவ்வளோதான். Okay, so Jagat will say that he loved his country. Okay, now moving to the last case. Present perfect tense. இது last case na, I mean the tense change வராத casesல இது last case. Present perfect tense. Present perfect tenseல reporting verb வந்ததுன்னா அப்பவும் the tense will not change. For example, you can see, yeah, Aradhana, you can read the last examples.
Okay, ma'am. Jagat had said, I love my country. Jagat had said that he loves his country.
Okay, so Jagat has said, I love my country. Has அப்படின்னு வந்திருக்கு இல்லையா, has said. So it is in present perfect tense. Jagat has said, I love my country. அப்போ அதை ரிப்போர்ட் பண்ணும்போது அப்படியே என்ன பண்ணுறது? Jagat has said that he loves his country. எந்த சேஞ்சுமே இல்லாமல் அப்படியே எழுதுறது. Jagat has said that he loves his country. அப்போ இங்கே எதனால நம்ம வந்து சேஞ்ச் இன்னும் பண்ணலை, டென்ஸ் சேஞ்ச் பண்ணாமல் ஏன் இப்படி எழுதுறோம்னு கேட்டால், reporting verb is either in simple present or simple future or present perfect. Okay, let me ask Pratika. In the second example, Jagat will say, I loved my country. What is the reporting verb here?
um, will.
Will say. Together they
Yeah.
are reporting verbs. Yeah, so will say, that is the reporting verb. So what is the tense of that reporting verb?
Future tense.
Exactly, it is in the future tense because will, whenever you see the word will, it is in future tense only. So will say அப்படிங்கிறது ஒரு future reporting verb ஆனதுனால you are not changing the tense of the quoted speech. You are simply writing like Jagat will say that he loved his country. I loved my country, அது he loved his country. அப்படியே மாத்திடுறோம். I மட்டும் he ஆ மாத்திக்கிறோம். Whereas in the third case again, Jagat has said I love my country. Please switch off your mic, Pratika. Okay, so Jagat has said, I loved my country. So here again, you can see the reporting verb is has said. Has said. So, அது எந்த டென்ஸில் இருக்கு? Has plus V3 இல்லை has or have plus V3 அப்படின்னா present perfect tenseல இருக்கு. இப்போ reporting verb present perfect tenseல வந்தாலும் quoted speech ஒரு tense மாறாது. ஓகே, அப்போ ரிப்போர்ட்டிங் வேர்ப் வந்து சிம்பிள் ப்ரெசன்ட்லேயோ சிம்பிள் ஃபியூச்சர்லேயோ ப்ரெசன்ட் பர்ஃபெக்ட்லேயோ வந்ததுன்னா கோட்டட் ஸ்பீச்சோட டென்ஸு மாற்றாமல் அப்படியே ரிப்போர்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். அந்த சப்ஜெக்ட் மட்டும் ஐ ஹீயாவோ ஷீயாவோ இட்டாவோ மாறும், அவ்வளோதான். திஸ் இஸ் த மேஜர் டிஃப்ரென்ஸ். ஓகே, நவ் we will check this table in the next class, because if you study everything on one single day it will be confusing. So if I teach you all the aspects in just one class, you will get confused. இதை மட்டும் கொஞ்சம் பார்க்கலாம். Okay, when you are converting a sentence from direct speech to indirect speech, these words should also be taken care. You should take care of these words. For example, in direct speech, if you use the word ago, for example, I went to Chennai 2 years ago. அப்படிங்கும்போது indirect speechல you should tell I had gone to Chennai 2 years before. 2 years before. Ago will become before. Similarly here will become there. For example, if I tell she is working here, that will become she was working there. Okay, then last will become previous. The last day அப்படின்னெல்லாம் வருது, the previous day அப்படின்னு வரும். Next or next day அப்படின்னா the following or following day அப்படின்னு சேஞ்ச் ஆகும். Now அப்படிங்கிறது என்னவா மாறும்? Then, இப்போ அப்போ. Now is இப்போ, then is அப்போ. Okay, so I will call you now அப்படிங்கிறது I will call you then அப்படின்னு மாறும். This, that. So this is my book அப்படிங்கிறது reported speechல that is my book அப்படின்னு மாறும். Similarly, theseன்னு வந்தா thoseன்னு மாறும். Next is today. Today will become that day. Today அப்படிங்கிறது எங்க மாறும்? That day அப்படின்னு மாறும். Today will become that day. Next one, day after tomorrow will become the following day or the next day. Tomorrow அது வந்து the following or the next day. The following day அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம், the next day அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம். Next is day after tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, what do you call in Tamil for that? Day after tomorrow, how do you tell this in Tamil?
நாளானிக்கு.
Nalaniki. So Nalaniki can be reported as in 2 days time. In 2 days time. Because இன்னைக்கு ஒரு நாள் இருக்கு, நாளைக்கு ஒரு நாள் இருக்கு, அதுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் நாலா நாள் வருது. அதுவும் in 2 days time. Now tonight. Tonight means this night or today night. Tonight. For example, I am going to a movie tonight. Means இன்னைக்கு நைட் நான் ஒரு மூவிக்கு போறேன். ஸோ டொனைட் அப்படிங்கிறத ரிப்போர்ட் பண்ணும்போது that night அப்படின்னு ஆயிடும். இதை நீங்கள் எக்ஸாம்பிள் வச்சு பார்க்கும்போது you will understand, ஓ ஏன் இப்படி சேஞ்ச் பண்ணுறாங்க அப்படிங்கிறது. Tonight will become that night. Then yesterday. Yesterday will become the previous day. The previous day. எப்படி டுமாரோ வந்து the next day அப்படிங்கிறோம், அது மாதிரி yesterday will become the previous day. And day before yesterday. That is like day after tomorrow. Day before yesterday na என்னது? Yesterday na நேத்திக்கு. Day before yesterday means? What is day before yesterday in Tamil?
முந்தானேத்திக்கு.
முந்தானேத்திக்கு, அதுதான். So day before yesterday will change into 2 days before. In 2 days time அப்படிங்கன்னா day after tomorrowக்கு மாத்தினோம். Day before yesterdayன்னு வரும்போது 2 days before அப்படின்னு வரும். Okay, so this table has to be by hearted by you. This is a very important table. This table is, unless you study this table, you can't properly write, you can't convert any direct speech into indirect speech. If you don't study this properly, no, it will be difficult for you, and there are chances for you to lose marks also. Okay, so I think Rakshan is in grade 10. So Rakshan will have to study this direct speech and reported speech. Irka Rakshan, do you have this year to study? Yes. So in class 10, you will have direct speech and reported speech for 4 marks or something. Okay. Each question will carry 2 marks. Usually கிராமர்லாம் வந்து ஒரு கொஸ்டினுக்கு 1 மார்க் தான் இருக்கும். But for reported speech and direct speech வந்து one question carries 2 marks. So like that you will have 2 questions or 3 questions. So 2 questions for, it will be for 4 marks. Okay. Or it will be 3 questions for 6 marks. So you should be thorough with this concepts. So now we shall also check what are the rules for reporting a sentence. Okay, we already discussed it in a brief way, but we will also see what are the rules. Okay, Before reporting a sentence, the first rule, before reporting a sentence, check whether the direct speech is a statement or a question. ஓகே, ஒரு ரிப்போர்ட்டிங் ஒரு டைரக்ட் ஸ்பீச்சை வந்து ரிப்போர்ட்டட் ஸ்பீச்சாக மாற்றுறதுக்கு முன்னாடி அந்த டைரக்ட் ஸ்பீச் வந்து ஒரு ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்டா இல்லை ஒரு கொஸ்டினா அப்படிங்கிறது யூ ஷுட் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட். ஓகே, யூ ஷுட் நோ வெதர் இட் இஸ் a statement. Statement means how do statements, how can you differentiate between a statement and a question? How to understand whether it is a statement or a question? Anybody can answer. How to understand that? Okay, it is.
Mom, if there is a question mark,
Ah,
it's a question,
ah.
and if there is a like um
Just a minute, Pratika. Ravi sir, நம்ம class 11:15 start பண்ணலாம் sir.
Okay, madam. Okay, okay.
Okay sir, now the communicative English class is going. Okay, you can be, if you want to stay in the call, you can stay sir, no problem.
Sorry, madam. I'll stay.
Okay, okay sir, okay. Sir, if you don't mind, you can keep your mic in the off mode because we are recording, so external voice எதுவும் வராம இருக்கதான். Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you sir, thank you. Okay, so you can see here, before reporting a sentence, check whether the direct speech is a statement or a question. Yes, Pratika, please continue. Yeah, how to understand that?
Mom, like if there's a question mark, like what are you doing? It's a question, and like I'm studying. That's a statement.
Very good. So we can understand that a question will have a question mark and a statement will end in a full stop. That is the only clue to understand whether a sentence is a statement or a question. The questions are also sentences, right? Interrogative sentences. So we can see that full stop la முடியற ஒரு sentenceனா அது ஒரு statement. Question markல முடியற ஒரு sentenceனா அது ஒரு question. இது basic knowledge, general thing இது இல்லையா? அப்போ ஒரு சென்டென்ஸை ரிப்போர்ட் பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி you should check whether it is a statement or a question. Why you should check? That is mentioned in the second step. Before reporting a direct speech, change the reporting verb into asked if it is a question. Okay, so if you are reporting a normal statement, a simple statement, then you will have to use the reporting verbs like said, told, greeted, informed, explained, suggested, recommended, advised, etc. Whereas if it is a question like what is your name, how do you do, where are you from, etc., then the reporting verb should be asked, because that is a question. You are going to report a question, so the reporting verb should be asked. Okay, Anu asked where I was going. Sita asked what was my name. Raghu asked what was my favorite color, etc. Okay. Now the third rule says the reporting verb and the reported speech must be in the same tense. The reporting verb and the reported speech must be in the same tense in some special cases. Okay, only in some special cases the reporting verb and reported speech must be in the same tense. Okay, now that we will study in the next class. இன்னைக்கு இப்போ நம்ம பார்த்ததுல வந்து ரிப்போர்ட்டிங் வேர்ப் ஒரு டென்ஸ்ல இருந்தது, ரிப்போர்ட்டட் ஸ்பீச் ஒரு டென்ஸ்ல இருந்தது. ஆனா இது ரெண்டும் ஒரே டென்ஸ்ல வருது. We will check in the next class. Now the fourth statement says the reported speech must follow the same number as that of the direct speech. Number is nothing but if a sentence is having a singular subject. Okay, in direct speech, if a sentence is singular, then you have to change it into reported speech in the same singular manner only. If the subject of the direct speech is singular, then the subject of the indirect speech should also be singular. It cannot become plural. Similarly, if the statement is, or if the sentence is plural, in direct speech, if the statement or the question is plural with a plural subject, then in the reported speech also, the same plurality should be maintained. Singular plural avo, plural singular avo, we cannot change, and we are not supposed to do that. So these are the four major rules to be taken care of while reporting a sentence from direct speech. Okay, so now we have some sentences, some simple questions. Okay, just 10 questions. We will go through these questions and we'll wind up today's class. Okay, so change the sentences to indirect speech or reported speech. Mention the tense of each sentence. Okay, let me start with Pratika. Pratika and Aradhana, you can read one by one. Okay, one Pratika na, the next one can be read by Aradhana, like that. Okay. Yes, we'll start with Pratika. Yes, Pratika, are you there? Pratika, your mic is on, but I can't hear your voice.
Mom, can you?
Yeah, yes, yes. Now you are audible.
Yeah. Um,
Maya. Starting from
Maya.
Maya.
Yeah. Maya tells her mother, "I love dark chocolate."
Answer? You can read the answer also.
Maya tells her mother that she loves dark chocolate.
Okay,
Simpleton. Simple present.
Okay, so here you can see Maya tells her mother, I love dark chocolates. And when you're reporting, it is Maya tells her mother that she loves dark chocolates. So you are not changing the tense. Same tense only. What is the tense? Simple present tense. Okay, Maya tells. Adum simple present. I love dark chocolates. Adum another simple present. Okay, so Maya tells her mother that she loves dark chocolates. It is completely in simple present tense. Okay, Aradhana, you can read the next.
Veena tells her brother Chennai is too hot. Veena tells her brother that Chennai is too hot.
Okay, Veena tells her brother that Chennai is too hot. So this is again in simple present tense. Okay, now the third one. Pratika.
Yes. Mahesh asks his friend, "Do you like pizza?" Answer. Mahesh asks his friend that does he like pizza.
Pizza.
Mahesh Mahesh asks his friend whether he likes pizza. Simple present.
Okay, so here you can see there are two ways to report this particular question. Mahesh asks his friend, do you like pizza? Mahesh is asking his friend, okay, உனக்கு pizza பிடிக்குமா? Do you like pizza? So we can report it in two ways. The first method is Mahesh asks his friend that does he like pizza? அது ஒரு method. Or Mahesh asks his friend whether he likes pizza. இது இல்லாம there is one more method. Mahesh asks his friend if he likes pizza. Instead of whether, you can write if also. If he likes pizza. That is also one method. So there are three methods totally. Does he like pizza? Whether he likes pizza? If he likes pizza. Got it? Now moving to the fourth one. Yes, Aradhana.
Anna requests Amala, please don't go that way. Amma requests Amala to not go that way. Simple present.
Okay, so Amar requests Amal, please don't go that way. So please don't go that way. That is a request. So what happens when it is reported? It becomes Amar requests Amal to not go that way. So in reporting speech or in the reported speech, you are not using the word please because it is a requesting word. So we don't need to use that word in the reported speech. So simply change it to Amar requests Amal to not go that way. It's also in the simple present tense. Yes, the last one, Pratika.
Yes, ma'am. Shaheen says to himself, "I'm blessed to be an Indian." Answer. Shaheen says to himself that he is blessed to be an Indian. Simple present.
Yes. So Shaheen says to himself, Shaheen avangite sollindan. Shaheen says to himself, I am blessed to be an Indian. I am blessed to be an Indian. So Shaheen says to himself that he is blessed to be an Indian. Simple conversion. This is also in simple present tense only. Okay. Similarly, we have five more questions. We will discuss it. Yeah. We'll start with Aradhana.
Young. Gopal enters to Gopi, I will become a lawyer. Gopal enters to Gopi that he will become a lawyer.
What is meant by uttering? Utter, O-U-T-T-E-R. Utter means to tell. That's it. Okay. Utterக்கு ரெண்டு meaning இருக்கு. Okay. For example, if I tell, I uttered that I am not well. ஸோ ஐ uttered that I am not well அப்படின்னா I said that I am not well. இன்னொன்று இருக்கு utter nonsense. Her idea is utter nonsense or his joke is utter funny அப்படின்னா completely அப்படின்னு ஒரு மீனிங் இருக்கு. utter nonsenseனா what he says is utter nonsense means what he says is completely nonsense or what he joked is completely funny or what he said is utterly or utter funny. Utterly அப்படிம்பா. Okay, utterly butterly delicious. Have you heard this like tagline for Amul? I think for Amul butter, utterly butterly delicious. I don't know whether you don't know that. கொஞ்சம் years முன்னாடி இருந்த ad அது. Utterly butterly delicious அப்படிம்பாங்க. So that is the meaning of utter. ரெண்டு மீனிங் இருக்கு. utterனா சொல்றது, இன்னொன்று வந்து completely அப்படின்னு ஒரு மீனிங். So Gopal utters to Gopi, I will become a lawyer. Gopal utters to Gopi that he will become a lawyer. இங்க என்ன I will become அப்படிங்கிறது he will becomeனு ஏன் மாறுது? கோபால் கோபிட்ட சொல்லும்போது நான் லாயர் ஆவேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்றேன். ஆனா இத வேற ஒருத்தர் வந்து கோபால் கோபி பேசிட்டு இருந்ததை கேட்டவங்க யாரோ ஒருத்தர் ரிப்போர்ட் பண்றாங்க. அப்போ கோபால் கோபி கிட்ட சொன்னான் அவன் ஒரு லாயர் ஆவான். அப்ப அந்த ஐ வந்து ஹீயா மாறிடுறது. I hope you can understand that difference. புரியுறதா? அது எப்படி சப்ஜெக்ட் ஐ ஹீயா மாறுறதுன்னு புரியுறதா? ஏன் அது சப்ஜெக்ட் மாத்திரம் புரியுறது இல்லையா? ஐ அப்படிங்கிறது டைரக்ட் ஸ்பீச்சில் வரும், ரிப்போர்ட்டிங் ஸ்பீச்சில் ஐ வர்றது ரொம்ப கம்மி தான். ஓகேயா? Now moving to next one. Pratika.
Yes, ma'am. Monica said to herself, I will visit America. Monica said to herself that she will visit America. Simple past.
Yes, so here there is a slight change. Maunika said to herself. இவ்வளோ நேரம் வந்து சிம்பிள் ப்ரெசன்ட் டென்ஸ்ல இருந்தது ரிப்போர்ட்டிங் வேர்ப். utters, tells, says, asks எல்லாம் சிம்பிள் ப்ரெசன்ட். இப்போ வந்து செட்னா பாஸ்ட் டென்ஸ் ஆயிடுறது. மௌனிகா செட் டு ஹர் செல்ஃப் ஐ வில் விசிட் அமெரிக்கா. அப்போ இங்கே என்ன ஆகும்? மௌனிகா செட் டு ஹர் செல்ஃப் தட் ஷீ வில் வராது, ஷீ வுட் விசிட் அமெரிக்கா. இந்த ரூல் வந்து யூ வில் ஸ்டடி இன் த நெக்ஸ்ட் கிளாஸ். இப்போ ஒரு இன்ட்ரடக்ஷனுக்காக இது நான் ஜஸ்ட் கொடுத்துருக்கேன், அவ்வளோதான். மௌனிகா செட் டு ஹர் செல்ஃப் தட் ஷீ வுட் விசிட் அமெரிக்கா. சிம்பிள் பாஸ்ட் டென்ஸ். ஓகே, நவ் ஆராதனா.
Ranjani said to the teacher, "You are really amazing." Ranjani said to her teacher that she was really amazing. Simple past.
Yes, Ranjani said to the teacher, you are really amazing. அப்ப Ranjani said to her teacher that she was really amazing. So again it changed into simple past tense. You are அப்படிங்கிறது she was அப்படின்னு ஆயிடுது. You அப்படிங்கிறது ஏன் ஷீயா மாறுதுன்னா ரிப்போர்ட் பண்ணும்போது சப்ஜெக்ட் மாறணும். நீங்க ரொம்ப அமேசிங்கா இருக்கீங்க அப்படிங்கிறத ரிப்போர்ட் பண்ணும்போது அவங்க ரொம்ப அமேசிங்கா இருக்காங்க அப்படின்னு மாறிடும். ஓகே, ஜென்ரல் நீங்களே தமிழ்ல யோசிச்சு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அது உங்களுக்கே புரியும். Okay, so that is in simple past. Next one, Pratika.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Das orders, bring me a cup of coffee and snacks. Mr. Das orders to bring him a cup of coffee and snacks. Simple present.
Okay, so Mr. Das orders, bring me a cup of coffee and snacks. So this is an order, it's a command. So you can see, Mr. Das orders to bring him a cup of coffee and snacks, which is again in simple present tense. Bring me அப்படிங்கிறது bring him அப்படின்னு சேஞ்ச் ஆகுது. Mr. Das orders to bring him a cup of coffee and snacks. Okay, இப்போ இதில் வந்து that இல்லை, இங்கே that அப்படிங்கிற கன்ஜங்ஷன் யூஸ் பண்ணல. ஏன்னா இது வந்து ஒரு கமாண்ட் ஆனதுனால அந்த that தேவைப்படலை. மிஸ்டர் தாஸ் ஆர்டர்ஸ் that அப்படின்னு சொல்ல மாட்டோம். மிஸ்டர் தாஸ் ஆர்டர்ஸ் டு bring him a cup of coffee and snacks. Okay, now the last one is for Aradhana.
Yes, ma'am. Vani measured the cloth and says it's 2 meters long. Vani measured the cloth and says that it is 2 meters long.
Simple
Simple
present
present.
tense. Okay, so Vani measured the cloth and says it's 2 meters long. Vani measure பண்ணினா ஒரு cloth measure பண்ணிட்டு சொன்னா it's 2 meters long. So Vani measured the cloth and says that it is 2 meters long. இங்க அப்படியே simple present அப்படியே எழுதியிருக்கோம். ஏன்னா says அப்படின்னா present tense, it is 2 meters long present tense. இப்போ simple presentலயே reporting verbும் reported direct speechும் வந்ததுன்னா reported speechும் என்ன ஆயிடும், simple present tenseலயே எழுதிடலாம். So Vani measured the cloth and says that it is 2 meters long. So this is how we have to understand the difference between direct speech and indirect speech. Okay, so I hope you understood today's class. In the next class we will discuss this table. This table is this one. This table is very very important. இன்னைக்கு படிச்சது இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் தான், ஆனா உங்களுக்கு வந்து இது தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும், அப்பதான் கொஞ்சம் கூட இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கா இருக்கும். இது தெரிஞ்சாதான் அந்த சிம்பிள் பாஸ்ட்னு சொல்லி படிச்சோம் இல்லையா சில கேசஸ் பிராக்கெட்ல, அது என்னதுங்கிறது இந்த டேபிள் படிச்சீங்கன்னா you will understand, and based on that we will have more activities. All right students, so thank you, we will meet on next Sunday.
Thank you.